Today, we are honouring Renata. It's been a great pleasure to get to know Renata, who lives in Spain, while we've been holding space for her for the last 3 months, helping her to embody breaking the silence. She's about to relaunch her book, Cheers, Breaking the Silence, One Voice at a Time. So to start the ceremony, Nikki Mariana will open sacred space. Then there'll be a silent reflection, followed by a bell, and then Renata will speak about her focus for the ceremony. Again, there will be a silent reflection afterwards, and the bell will then introduce Suzi and Nadia. Suzi is known as Suzanne Elizabeth Saunter Clark, and she's joining us from Oslo. And after the reflection afterwards, Nadia, who's known for True to Our Roots, Qigong. Then I will offer a short chant. I will sound this 3 times and then ask you to join in 6 times. Although you need to stay muted, because as you probably know, Zoom, because of the time delay, is quite a cacophony if we attempt to sing together. Although I won't hear you, we know that your focused intention and your energy will make a difference. Then Renata will respond to the proceedings. And then after, again, the silence, Nikki Mariana will close sacred space and the live will end. We recommend that you sit quietly and reflect and let the energy settle and drink a glass of water. So thank you so much for watching. And now over to Nikki Mariana.
I'll unmute myself and then you'll be able to hear me. So I'll be opening sacred space in the Cairo, the Peruvian way, with 1 or 2 slight alterations from Renata. And we begin in the south. To the winds of the south, great serpent, wrap your coils of light around us. Teach us to shed the past the way you shed your skin, to walk softly on the earth. Teach us the beauty way. To the winds of the west, Mother Jaguar, protect our medicine space. Teach us the way of peace, to live impeccably. Show us the way beyond death. To the winds of the north, hummingbird, grandmothers and grandfathers, ancient ones, come and join us, whisper to us in the wind. We honor you who have come before us and you who will come after us. To the winds of the east, great eagle, condor, come to us from the place of the rising sun. Keep us under your wing. Show us the mountains we only dare to dream of. Teach us to fly, wing to wing, with great spirit. Mother Earth, we've gathered for the healing of all your children, all our relations who inhabit this planet, nature in all its many aspects, including the animal and plant kingdom. Father Sun, Grandmother Moon, the star nations, Great Spirit, you who are known by 1,000 names, and you who are the unnameable one, thank you for bringing us together, and allowing us to sing the song of life another day. Just sit quietly for a moment.
Oh, it's my turn. It's Nikki, you're saying something, but I didn't hear what you were saying.
Before you say anything, can I
Yeah.
just double check that we are streaming live?
Yeah.
Because at the moment, it's not appearing in the silver tent.
Okay.
I think it's nearly there now.
And it looks like Nadia saying that it's streaming.
Ah, fabulous.
It says was live with Renate breaking the silence. More pop up.
So I'm sorry, due to a technical hitch, we failed to bring you in with the opening sacred space and description of the itinerary for the ceremony. So as we're pressed for time, please excuse us, and we're just going to go with the flow. You are joining us, having created sacred space, and now Renate is about to introduce what she would like to say for her ceremony. Thank you. Go ahead, Renate.
Okay, well, you've now heard that my name is Renate, and I am grateful that you're here to witness my celebration ceremony. Well, I hope you're witnessing it. And I'm going a little bit with the flow because at first, initially, I actually thought this ceremony would be all about my revised edition of my book, Cheers. But during my sessions with Nikki Mariana and Suzi Joy, it became clear to me this was actually about me stepping into my power as a woman and breaking my silence, so to speak. This is also the name of the celebration, breaking the silence. What it actually means is that I'm recognizing and that I'm proud of the fact that I am an internationally recognized, renowned artist, and that my books and art inspire and possibly even change others. Now, if you've met me in a group or you've seen me talk, you think, well, why does she have to say breaking the silence? She has no problem speaking. However, yeah, that is true. I'm okay in front of people, but when I'm in a place that I have to share my art, for example, on Instagram or Zoom, I suddenly become really aware, and there's a sort of to show that I do art classes, workshops, and that I have beautiful art and books. And I know where this comes from because my mother couldn't love me in the first few years of my life. I won't really go into that now. And my brother bullied me a lot. And also at primary, first 6 years, or the 6 years there, I was heavily bullied. And I think those events subconsciously marked me anyway, but then I was also touched indecently, which I thought of the other day, by two men in during my childhood. And my parents did say, oh, you don't have to be nice to these men anymore, but these were friends. But they didn't tell of those men. And I felt totally unseen. And I believe that's where it all came from. Now, with the COVID, things have also changed because I was conducting art classes and I was, doing all sorts of things. And that had to change. And now I have to work on making an online presence and helping people discover me, so to speak, because I like to be discovered. And after my sessions with Hope and Joy, and I really wanted to say that, I feel that I'm totally ready to step into my power and my future as a writer, as an artist, as a wife, and as a business entrepreneur, because that's what I am. Now, Breaking the Silence coincides with the launch of my book called Cheers, Breaking the Silence, One Voice at a Time. It's the second edition, actually. And it's a book with not just my story, but it also has the stories of other people that I interviewed, where partners, children, and friends of people with an alcohol problem, but also healthcare workers in the addiction field and alcoholics themselves, shared their profound stories in the hope that others will also find their voice and break their silence. And that Cheers, I know it's a book that can bring awareness and hope. Now, I myself have lived with a binge drinking alcoholic for 12 years, and I still have a passion to help others sharing my story. But this ceremony is also very much about me stepping into my strength as a woman, handling the challenges that come on my path with confidence, and believing that my art and books can actually make a positive difference in people's lives, whether that's through the energy of my art on somebody's wall, or a book I've written, or an art class or workshop that I have conducted. And that's what we're celebrating here today. Now, that fear of rejection that has been part of me throughout my life, I don't know what happened these last few weeks with Nikki, Mariana, and Suzi, and I just have to look at them for a moment, even though I said I'm going to cover my screen. But things started shifting, and I've done things that I wouldn't have done before, and I'm totally really glad about that. And I feel that my strength is growing like big time, and I'm overcoming that fear, and that I'm ready to take steps that I previously put off taking. So yeah, I think that's kind of what I'm saying. So welcome, I'm glad you're here.
So now I think Suzi will be sharing.
I will. Thank you so much. Renate van Nijen, as many of you already know, is a Dutch artist living and working in Spain. And we discussed the possibilities of exchanging services. And we agreed that in return for joining her Saturday art classes during lockdown, I would support Renate with editing her written work. This proved to be very beneficial for both of us, because Renate has unlocked the joy of painting for me in a whole new medium, which is acrylics. And my support has developed from editing her work to discussing the marketing of her books and her other art products. Her products are already featured on really prestigious international markets such as Saatchi and Saatchi, and they're now accessible to all of you through the Silver Tent and Synergy. We've created a business grid for action, which I discuss with Renate most Sunday evenings. My respect for Renate's creativity is profound. She's a creative multilinguist, a superb artist, and a natural entrepreneur. She's buzzing with ideas. And through reading her books and scripts, I've also learned quite a lot about her own history, occasionally very challenging, her health, her personal life, and her financial circumstances. And it's been my privilege to learn that. Renate, as you'll already have heard, is passionate about her book, Cheers, The Hidden Voices of Alcoholism, which was first published in 2011. And as she told you, it's an anthology of stories from people whose lives have been adversely affected by alcoholics, whether that was their mother, their husband, their brother, their sister, or their son. In fact, Cheers was used by the British government as evidence to get insight into its own alcohol policy in 2012, which is a remarkable achievement. The revised title for the new edition is Cheers, Breaking the Silence, One Voice at a Time, and it's due to be released any day now, so watch out for it. By pulling together these stories, not only of the actual alcoholic, because that's been done so many times before, but rather the people who've been directly affected by somebody else's addictions, she hopes that people like herself who have been the collateral victims of addiction will be heard, because they're often invisible. Their needs aren't widely acknowledged by or even funded by society. Their voices go unheard, and yet those are the voices that do deserve a hearing, just as Renate's does. She's also shortly going to be publishing a book about her life in Spain called Tapas of Tales. And believe me, it has some wonderfully sexy passages, not forgetting her gorgeous Spanish husband and his avocado farm, and even some really good recipes. I've called this dedication to Renate, I See a Voice, because many years ago I studied with a philosopher called Jonathan Ray, who had a book by that very name. And the discussions that I've been having with Renate about her wish to be heard reminded me of that time in my own life. I see her vibrant artwork. It comes from the heart and soul of her. She's now promoting her own paintings and writings and her art classes even more effectively than before. Her voice is an outward expression of her soul, and she's got a growing confidence to speak up for herself and still to challenge, but yet to be kind and to command the respect that she richly deserves. This ceremony, I hope, will raise up her profile on the online sisterhood that's Synergy and the Silver Tent. I feel confident that she will be seen and heard, despite Facebook algorithms, in a way that's comfortable for her, so that more of you and other people will find and enjoy her work. I believe that her energy and her passion will increasingly focus on her creativity, and she will attract good fortune, including her own space to make art and write and share inspiration with others with the generosity of spirit that is her hallmark. Thank you, Renate. Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. Nam Myoho Renge Kyo.
And now, Nadia, would you like to share with us?
Thank you. So I'd like to thank you, Renate, for being my new friend. Since we both entered Silver Synergy and the Silver Tent shortly after lockdown, we have a kinship, as you are from Holland and multilingual, and I'm half Belgian and also speak different languages. I was in awe of how quickly you managed to get yourself noticed and have an interview with Siobhan about your art and your books, and it spurred me on. Renate, you are a talented author, an artist, but you're also very intuitive. Please, everyone, check out her Oracle Angel cards. I'm just going to show them. She did these, and the circumstances forced you to write the oracles yourself, and you channeled all that wisdom with your guides and angels. How awesome was that? I want to reassure you of your inner and outer beauty, that you are a vibrant, passionate, talented, and intuitive woman. You and your gifts are really precious to all of us, and you must try and see yourself through the eyes of those who love and admire you. I'm feeling emotional now. In the space of only a few months, you are already helping so many of our Silver Sisters and the public through and with your art. An important factor, you are helping others build on their self-esteem and self-worth. How precious is that? You're also teaching teenagers, and what a privilege it is for these young people to learn early on in life how to express themselves through color and by listening to their inner voice. You're helping them by increasing their intuitive perception and self-compassion, gifting them with a treasure which will help them through their adult lives. It's a real pleasure and privilege that you've wanted to learn from me as a spontaneous Qigong teacher, and that you continue to benefit from the trauma releasing exercises, surrendering to the deeply healing internal body movements spontaneous Qigong is guiding you with. It's very humbling for me to witness part of your self-realization journey unfold as your new friend. Thank you for your honesty and trust you have in me, and for sharing your present adventure with me. I, alongside all of our Silver Sisters, celebrate you and all your amazing gifts and talents. Thank you. I actually thought, because I had some time, and I thought I'd pick a card for you from your cards. And the card that came up, surprisingly, is a bell.
A bell.
Bell. And so bell encourages you to see beauty. The definition of beauty is a combination of qualities such as shape, color, or form that pleases the aesthetic senses, especially the sight. Finding and accepting your own beauty, but also the beauty in other people, in nature, and in what surrounds you, is a blissful path to peace and happiness within. If you care to look for beauty, you will discover that it's everywhere. So I don't know how much time I have, but you know, Renate, okay, that there is more to this, okay? So it was completely apt. So
Wow.
because you are Belle. Thank you.
So now I'd like to share a chant as I reach for my water. And for the Facebook Live people who didn't hear my introduction, I will be chanting 3 times, and then I ask you to join in 6 times. But you do need to stay muted. As you know, Zoom has a time delay, which makes it a cacophony rather than a beautiful harmony. But even though we can't hear you, your focused intention and your energy will make a difference. So it's very simple, but you'll hear me do it 3 times before you join in. Now's the time to break Renate's silence. Let her power be welcomed in the world. Now's the time to break Renate's silence. Let her power be welcomed in the world. Now's the time to break Renate's silence. Let her power be welcomed in the world. And then if you join in. Now's the time to break Renate's silence. Let her power be welcomed in the world. Now's the time to break Renate's silence. Let her power be welcomed in the world. Now's the time to break Renate's silence. Let her power be welcomed in the world. Now's the time to break Renate's silence. Let her power be welcomed in the world. Now's the time to break Renate's silence. Let her power be welcomed in the world. Now's the time to break Renate's silence. Let her power be welcomed in the world.
It's me again, isn't it? Suzi, can you confirm? Yeah. This is now just a spontaneous reaction. First of all, which people might not know, we're wearing orange because, and I want to explain that because Nikki Mariana and Suzi Joy asked me in the beginning of my sessions a few months ago what my favorite color was. Now, I always only mostly wear black. I don't have many orange clothes, but my favorite color is orangey golden, really. And all my paintings, you can see if you, I just love it. I love that color. For the occasion, I'm wearing an orange mandala that I made. I've got some orange flowers in my hair and a top that isn't orange, but it looks orange. I'm saying this because I'm not so good in wearing color. So that's a little bit different as well. But this is also why Nadia and Suzi, who, to be honest, they have become both very dear friends to me. We've never met in person. We've only met digitally. And you're both so special in your own right. And I'm a little bit emotional when I say that, because you are, because Nadia's helping me a lot to go more in my physical kind of well-being, maybe I can put it that way. And Suzi is all about my mental and trust in myself, and just being who I should be. And I do feel I have a lot to share, and I have been feeling very frustrating a lot that I felt so unseen, and little things even happen that makes you think, it's happening again. But now I feel confident. I'm breaking this, and these past few weeks already things have happened, and I've stepped into my power. I've done things that I would normally be totally scared of. I don't know if I have time to even mention that, but I picked up some paintings that were in a very luxurious wine bar where I live. And they were expensive paintings, and the agreement was that they would have been insured, and I found out they weren't. And I went there and I just took them out, and I would never have done that before. This is just one little example, but I'm doing lots of little things. And I do feel that what I'm doing with Nicky Marianne have done, and this is sort of, will top it up and hope, because even my grumpy grandfather also came to the rescue. We found out, which was interesting, because Nicky Marianne said, do you know a man? I think he has clogs and a cap. I don't remember exactly how you said it, Nicky Marianne, but and then I said, well, I'm not sure, maybe my grandpa. And then I think you said he has a cow with him. And there's actually a photo here in one space in the house of my grumpy grandfather, who was actually also really funny, good sense of humor. And I think I have to stop now, but thank you so much, Nicky Marianne, Suzi Joy, Nadia, and Suzi Clark. I'm so grateful for you all for giving me this opportunity. Thank you, and I love you all.
Thank you, Renate. That was beautiful. So we are running late, but it has been worth it. It's been a very emotional, very beautiful sharing and celebration ceremony. So I am going to close sacred space very simply and give thanks for their presence. I think we've done everything else, haven't we? Okay. Thank you to the winds of the south for being present here with us today. And now release you to stay or go, whatever is for our highest good at this time. Thank you for the winds of the west for being here with us today. And now release you to stay or go, whatever is for our highest good at this time. Thank you to the winds of the north for being here with us today. And now release you to stay or go, whatever is for our highest good at this time. Thank you to the winds of the east for being here with us today. I now release you to stay or go, whatever is for our highest good at this time. Thank you to the energies of Mother Earth for being here with us today. I now release you to stay or go, whatever is for our highest good at this time. And please remind us to keep grounded. Thank you to the energies of Father, Son, and the sky beings for being here with us today. I now release you to stay or go, whatever is for our highest good at this time. And now I would simply ask you all to leave the room, carry this energy with you, and when you need to, please look back at this recording. Thank you all so much.
Thank you very much.